glitter and garbage into the Spellingverse. 90210 hose. I'm still not convinced that we shouldn't just change it to 90210
hose. I like that.
It's pretty catchy. What do you guys think? Let us know. I'm Justine Marino here with Daniel Webb.
Hi.
Who recently saw Beetlejuice. We were just chatting that.
I like I said, I will always forgive Tim Burton for anything. I love him.
Yeah.
The only problem was the dance at the end was like 20 minutes long.
It was way too. It was like a 90210 montage.
So the one thing I will say about 90210 is I finally clocked it is their theme song is 1 minute and 30 seconds long. That's too long.
It's so long. And also it's not even the theme song we get to.
No. They finally chop it down, and the episodes are shorter too. They're finally like at a 47 limit.
Thank God.
Did you finish your treat already, puppy?
Thank God.
But no, I loved Beetlejuice, and I will always love that his franchise.
Look, I think it's fun, it's nostalgic, but I just think there was too much going on and they didn't fully serve all the stories that they set up. That's me being a film nerd. I hate myself that I'm talking like this.
No, but not to get too real, but like the guy who played the dad, Lydia's dad, was...
Oh, in the original?
Correct.
Yes.
He got, it's going on the wrong. He got in trouble.
Isn't he in jail?
Yeah, because he it had to do with like child porn or something like that.
Yeah. There
was like a Grimly, like it's not nice. So I thought it was weird that they even paid him that much attention in the movie. I'm like, why do you keep bringing my brain back to he's not there?
Right. And also, did they get someone else to do his voice then?
Yes.
Or was it like AI? They must have, right?
Well, because they did use his image in like the something.
That's what, because I was like, did this actor die? And
no,
then I looked
alive.
It up and it was like, oh, he's alive. It's worse than death.
He was in like a lot of Tim Burton movies in the 90s.
Yeah.
He's in Ed Wood.
Yep.
He's in a bunch of other stuff. And but yeah, no, it's like I forget. There's a Marvel movie, but like you have signed something, and so have I. That if that company or business chose to, you have signed a piece of paper that says in perpetuity throughout the universe.
Oh, I have a thing for a fucking podcast today for my friend who had me do a thing on his podcast for like a Christmas thing, and they're sending me this long contract, and it's like, can use it anywhere in perpetuity, and I'm just like, I'm gonna send this to my lawyer, even though it's an unpaid podcast appearance.
Oh,
no one has to sign anything to be on Glitter and Garbage. We'll let anyone on.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. Hello. Also, just line things out on a contract. I love doing that.
Yeah.
See what
Oh
they say.
yeah, you do.
Send me it if you ever want me to read
You're
it.
a red liner.
Yeah, I'm actually. I probably shouldn't discuss it because I might be going to small claims court soon over a contractual dispute.
Oh, good for you.
Don't fuck with me. Yeah.
Honestly, I was looking into something and it was like it's $30 to start a small.
Precisely.
It's like, why not? I got $30 and I got time.
Small claims. And Judge Judy's not on TV anymore, so I can't take it to her.
Oh yeah.
Which was the ideal.
My favorite court show was The People's Court. Have you ever watched that?
Of course.
I watched that. I covered that when I worked on The Soup. And the guy who does the interviews at the end, what's his name?
Well, it used to be the TMZ guy.
Well, he's at the beginning, but it's this older guy who interviews people, and he'll be like, God, what was his name? We used so many clips with him.
On the way out of the
courtroom? On the way out,
okay,
and he'll be like,
not the
that went
people.
terribly for you. How do you feel? Like, he just like shits on the people.
I'm looking him up right now.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Well, that didn't go very well for you.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you feel being humiliated?
Yeah, exactly.
Doug Llewellyn.
King.
That is Doug Llewellyn.
King. I love Doug Llewellyn. I love court shows, and I love 90210.
Hooked.
And
I'm so hooked.
We have a great episode today. One of my absolute favorites. This one is called, it's episode 3, Every Dream Has Its Price, and then the parentheses, tag. So it's a shoplifting episode. Spoiler alert, you guys. We are getting into issues.
Immediately. Because I believe the first one were just social issues, and now they're hitting crime. Episode 3, crime.
Crime. Just stuff that teenagers go through.
I shoplifted.
I was such a shoplifter.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, like, what was the first thing you ever shoplifted? Do you remember?
Well, I mean, I stole, first of all. I definitely stole, like, toys and stuff when I was a kid from other people. Kids.
Oh.
But I always got caught. Because you can't play with someone else's toys at home. Because your parents who buy your stuff.
Yeah, they know.
Or, like, where did you get that?
Yeah.
And so I would steal things like art supplies, like pens. And, like, I would go to, like, Office Depot and just raid the pen aisle.
I love it.
Because that's something you can, like, just stick in your pocket really fast.
Oh, yeah, that's an easy steal.
And then then one's at the Metropolitan. What's the museum in New York?
Oh, the Met.
Yeah, the Met. We were there all day. We were teenagers and we were kids, and I didn't know New York is expensive, and we were just kids at the museum. And once we went to the food court and saw how expensive all the food was, I had actually a shirt quite like this, and I just went through and stole a whole stack of cookies in each sleeve, and then walked out with them, and then I fed my friends.
Oh, and you fed your friends. You were Robin Hooding.
I was.
You were stealing.
Well, there
from
were
the
just
Met.
two of us.
I love it.
So by my friends, it was me and Catherine. But we ate like kings.
You ate like
What
kings.
would you say? You seem like I never stole clothes or
stole
jewelry
clothes.
or anything like
I mean,
that.
this episode I relate to so much, and I actually like kind of got caught. Like a friend of mine who actually looks so much like Jenny Garth. It's hilarious. I think she told her mom, and like her mom told my mom, and my mom was like, give me all the clothes.
No.
It started off in like 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade. My friend was like, oh, I've been stealing bras from Foley's. Do you remember that department store?
Of course I remember Foley's, yes.
Which they are no longer in business, which I don't want to take credit, but I kind of do.
They couldn't make their means.
They couldn't. They're like too many bras, but we would go in and like you just put on the bras underneath. And then Nordstrom had a crazy return policy. I was hanging out with bad friends for a minute, and like they would just go in and pick something up and carry it to the register and be like, I want to return this, and they would give you cash.
No.
It was insane.
Shut up.
I swear.
You would pick up a garment that was in the store and go straight to the register. Instead of purchasing it, you would say, I don't want it anymore. Yes. And they'd give you cash?
They still are known. I have worked in customer service before. When I worked at the Americana on the trolley.
She's always bragging about working on that Americana.
I know. The trolley. I was a trolley host. I don't want to brag, but they would bring up the Nordstrom. There was a famous story about how they would take anything back, even if they didn't sell it. They famously took tires that they did not sell in store back once. So they just had like a crazy customer is always right policy. I think they've tightened the reins.
Here's the thing, because their customers used to be rich people, and now more average, right? They're still high end, but now riffraff are coming in.
Totally. Well, I had a friend. I'm not gonna say her name, but whenever we would want to go like dress shopping for prom or homecoming, she'd be like, I don't want to go to Nordstrom. I hate Nordstrom. And it turned out later she had been caught shoplifting and banned.
She was banned.
She was banned. She told us years later. So I never got caught by anyone except my mom. So I just like got grounded and had to give the clothes back or whatever.
Yeah.
But she got caught, and like I think she was stealing a bracelet, and they like I think maybe had her picture in the back. So she would just make up that she hated. We were like, why does she hate Nordstrom so much?
Oh my God, yes.
Who chooses Dillard's over Nordstrom?
Or just who in general is mad at a department store?
Exactly.
Who is so mad at it?
She was like so upset. But anyway, we are getting into it today.
Yes.
There's a bad girl back at West
bad.
Beverly, Tiffany.
Yes, that's a bad girl name.
It is.
Have you ever met a good Tiffany?
No,
They're
never.
They're all bad.
They're all bad. I do have one really sweet Tiffany that I love in Denver. She comes to all my shows, and she gave me Brenda pajamas, like tank and short set. So that's the only good Tiffany I've ever met. Yeah.
No, I enjoy Tiffany's, but they're like
fun. They're a little off.
It's like you've never met a non-crazy Lizzie.
So
you know what I mean?
true.
All Lizzies are nuts.
Yeah, like Liz, Beth, reliable, but Lizzie.
Oh yeah.
It's something about it's the end of crazy. Lizzie, crazy.
I think Liz Beth sounds like murder suicide. Liz Beth. Murder suicide. They're fucking nuts too. Well, go get your ball dog. But it does it not?
Lizzie just feels like she looks like a crazy character from like Rugrats or something.
Oh my gosh. I have to show you later. My friend was the Angelica doll from Rugrats and like nailed it. It was so good.
For Halloween.
I love how there's always a new character on the show, and the character's always bad. And then you never see them again.
Exactly.
They're just representative of, in this case, I guess, greed, right?
Yes.
They pick like one of the 7 deadly sins.
Yes.
As represented by Tiffany.
Tiffany today is the one. And I find that quite a bit, and we will see quite a bit of the guest stars that we have coming in and then never returning. Mitch and I started to call them Brandon's brunettes because it's just every week it's a new brunette.
So that's who I think Valerie, the person we'll talk about, I think she comes back as a Brandon girlfriend.
Oh, Tiff?
Yes.
Oh, no, not Tiff. The other girl.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Basically, we open. Brenda's doing like a monologue in the mirror. She's rehearsing.
Yes.
Because she wants to ask Cindy for some money for like horseback riding or something.
She wants riding lessons in Topanga.
Yes, of course. As any bougie hippie girl in Los Angeles does.
Well, and the real core of it is that Brenda just wants. And when she lived in Minnesota, she did not want.
No.
And now she's in Beverly Hills, and Carol Potter mom is fucking worried about Brenda wanting.
And what I love is Carol, Brandon says, whatever you do, don't ask mom about money. So it's like, their financial situation is quite confusing.
It's muddy, yeah.
It's muddy.
Because she's like on the phone later, she's like, I used to have my own job. And she's melting down about, I guess, not having resources. Meanwhile, the dad is like, honey, relax.
Yeah.
Like, gets her
a housekeeper.
Yeah.
Like, without her knowledge or consent.
But it was in the very first scene where she's having the monologue and Brandon comes in to give her that advice.
Yes.
That I finally, because really rewatching this is rewalking through my experience with the show.
Right.
And some things are lining up. And one of them is that I was reminded that not Jason Priestley, but Brandon is 1,000% my least favorite character.
Really?
All the time.
Interesting.
It never peaks.
Never
it never
gets
goes up.
better.
There's not a single moment.
Wow.
And it was when he was giving her that little speech, I was like, how does he fucking know so much? Like, who does he think he is?
Exactly. It's like he's giving a speech like he's like, I don't know, some sort of young professional. Like he's had way more life experience.
He's been through it, yes. Yeah. All of it. He's too cocky.
He's very cocky.
Walking around with jeans and a belt, shirtless with a cordless phone.
Oh, the cordless phone, because then his oh wait, no, that's the next episode. The shirtless.
Well, in the title, when he opens the door, that's his thing.
Yeah, which we get to in the next episode, which I'm thrilled about.
Man, I should have been that for Halloween.
Oh, that would be good. Oh,
shirtless Brandon with the phone.
I just love him.
And the necklace.
And the belt. You have to have a belt. Also, Brenda's style changes every week.
Yeah, she sucks this week.
Yeah, it's really like, it really looks like she raided Jim's closet and is like, she's bringing accountant chic. This is not even the bad out. This is her trying on.
That's at the store.
At the store when she's trying some stuff on. When she leaves the house, but I did... pull this pic to point out that her bangs have not gotten any better.
They've gotten sharper,
choppier, spikier.
Like she maybe did some editing from week 1 to week 2.
Yes, exactly. The outfit, she's wearing like a camel blazer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, or these camel ugly pants. It's just bad.
Well,
all
she keeps
around.
trying to make this hat work. There's this hat that's like the bane of her existence that she can't match well.
No,
but it's draped over the mirror. The other thing I noticed really fast is that at the end of the last episodes was where she's wanting Kelly's friendship, and they've seemed to solidify it through their whatever misunderstandings. And now there's this episode where there's this new character, Tiffany, and Kelly and Tiffany are suddenly BFFs, and Brenda's like jealous.
Yep.
And feels like the third wheel.
Yes.
And I remember the last time it was like she was on top and had control.
Yep. Yeah, so now it's like every episode Brenda's got to start over.
It's a cartwheel of emotions.
It really is. And like last episode, she was making her own clothes. I was feeling some hope for her. And then this episode, she's in her like accountant chic phase. And I mean, she's making Andrea look hip, which that's hard to do because Andrea is a 45-year-old woman going to high school.
And this is also the beginning of the forever long attempt of Andrea's erasure. This is the first episode where Andrea only gets maybe 30 seconds, and then you never hear from her again.
The erasure of Andrea.
They do. It's like, well, we can't get rid of her, but we'll just keep her. They did.
Yes.
There's zillions of episodes where Andrea's on screen for 20 seconds.
It's so true. She's just kind of like background, and they're like, well, we need one nerd character. We're going to kill off the other one soon.
So there's like a sexy teacher.
Okay, so Brenda gets to school, and the sexy teacher is in the next episode, I believe.
Oh God, I'm blurring it all.
I know, I am too. You guys, spoiler alert, we did watch 2, and we are recording 2 today.
Okay, wait, I'm remembering now. Yes, because that's the
Yes.
No, that is this one because that's the one where the teacher poses the question: could one thing change your whole life?
Oh, that sexy teacher.
Oh,
I thought you meant the.
No, the real sexy teacher.
There are so many. The sexy female teacher.
We're going to bookmark this moment. Okay. And in the next episode, I want you to look and see who she thinks I'm talking about, because this teacher is actually sexy in this episode.
She is, but I love that she looks like this teacher looks like she's 3 years older than everyone.
She does.
She looks like she could be in the friend group.
So was she not the same in the newsroom from the last episode where they brought in that teacher?
I don't know. Maybe they're just like, we've got only so much for guest stars.
The pool for extras was so light.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, but the sexy teacher poses the question, can one moment change your life forever?
Yes.
And that really fuels, stop barking at me, that really fuels Brenda.
Yes.
To examine her life.
Brenda is asking herself some philosophical questions. She is, examining how she sees the world, the difference between right and wrong, all that kind of stuff. But to me, the biggest thing from that classroom scene is Kelly and Tiff are giggling in the back.
So rude.
So rude. Just loudly talking over the teacher.
Were you okay? So I was like a chatty person in school.
Yeah.
And certainly had to be told to like be quiet and stuff like that.
Me too.
But my parents raised me with so much guilt complexes that I was too afraid to be that bold and rude.
Oh, me too. I would have never been that bold. I think one time in 3rd grade, I got spoken to by the teacher. Me and my friend Reed were chatting too much. And she was like, Justine and Reed, knock it off. But other than that, I don't think I really...
That was the only time?
Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty chill and pretty sneaky, you know? I was busy stealing bras from Foley's.
Well, my favorite part about this scene is that you were too busy committing actual crimes to be following with the folderol of high school. You were on Foley's rap sheet. My favorite thing is how secretly they're passing the notes, and then they laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Like, bah! And then it's like they scribble all quietly, and then they try to pass it back, and then they're like bold laughing.
Yes, it's so funny.
But so there's that dynamic, and the whole time they're not including Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda's not even seated near them.
No.
And so then we cut to the lockers where they're chatting, and they're like, oh, let's go hang out. Whose Beamer should we take?
Yes.
It's just like everything to make Brenda feel less than, not enough, excluded.
Because Tiffany's parents just bought her a new Beamer.
Yes.
We learn.
And then our favorite character pops in, Kathy. This woman we haven't seen before.
I'm not entirely sure she's not a cardboard cutout.
I know. She literally just sweeps in. She does like a walk by. It's like a drive by of gossip.
Yeah, you don't even see her. She's like in this blur of extras.
Yes.
And then you just see her like lean in and whisper something in Brenda's ear, and then she's
like,
gone.
They used to be best friends in middle school, but they had a falling out, and then she just disappears. There she is right here.
So wait, I swear, look at her face. Does she not come back?
She maybe does. Again, I feel like they.
It might be Party of 5 or some shit that I'm.
She definitely has been around. I mean, this was the gossip. This was the real Gossip Girl. You know, this is the original Gossip Girl. Is Kathy from 90210.
And here's the thing. I also love this shot in particular is because she might be on the show for 0.2 seconds, but she outbangs Brenda. And she's like, these are bangs. Look at those bangs. They're fucking solid, even, beautiful.
To be honest, I wish she was giving Brenda advice about bangs.
Not friendship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's so funny. She gives that little backstory. So Brenda's getting little bits of information, right? And then in the meantime, Cindy's at home and this housekeeper comes.
Just shows up
out of the blue.
Very suspicious.
And Cindy's like, and there's a language barrier. Immediately.
Yes.
Cindy does not speak Spanish. This woman does.
My favorite thing about this is the woman who doesn't speak Spanish the woman who doesn't speak English is speaking normally.
Yes.
Even though there's a language barrier.
Yes.
And the white lady is the one who's shouting in her own native language. I don't speak Spanish. And it's like, well, it's like the lady's not saying like, yo no, habla as English. Yeah. Like she's not screaming at them.
She's pleasant. She's lovely. She's confident.
But yeah, there's like a housekeeper that just shows up and then she doesn't dismiss her.
She doesn't. She just allows this stranger to come in her house. The next scene we see
her cleaning.
She's cleaning on the phone and Cindy's on the phone with Jim like, hey, there's a woman in the house. And he's like, you let a stranger? And then he's like, oh, I forgot. A friend of a friend's housekeeper needed extra work. And I'm like, you let this stranger into your house?
Let a stranger in your house, didn't tell the wife, and then played stupid when the wife is like, help, there's a stranger in the house that won't leave.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Jim looks like he works on Wall Street.
Yeah,
where is he in this?
Jim is pimping out.
He's like he's the Mauricio. Oh, you don't watch Real Housewives.
Oh, but I could.
He's sort of the Kyle Richards husband.
Okay,
of it all. Like
I
he's
get
running
it.
the agency or something.
No, that's why it's so confusing that like we're not supposed to ask Cindy about money, but Jim is like, seems like he's just bankrolling everything.
Well, he's so busy, he's never home.
Exactly.
And Cindy is like freewheel, like flailing. She doesn't know what to do. She's so busy.
She's new to town. She has no friends. She has no job.
And I think it's more in the next episode, but her wardrobe choices, they're so mean to her.
They're really mean.
Out of everyone who gets to express themselves like with fashion, they really paint her into a corner.
I have a theory. I think it's because they all look so similar in age. They had to really like make the parents look like dowdy.
So because Carol Potter gets so much attention in this episode, and I was watching on my laptop, you know, sometimes when the scene darkens, or I could see my reflection in my computer screen, and if I was beardless, y'all, I look like Carol Potter.
Oh my God.
Did I just call her Cindy Potter?
Cindy.
I look like Carol Potter.
Oh my God.
I do. If I didn't have the beard, I have the same like I could be her son, or if I put on a Cindy wig.
I love that.
I might do Brandon shirtless for Halloween, or do like Mom Cindy cosplay.
A Mom Cindy would be so good. I'll be Jim because I'm more Jim's coloring.
Well, we'll talk about Jim later. We have a serious Jim note.
Jim, we've got a lot to get to.
But, so she's got this housekeeper, and there's an obvious language barrier, but it's such a horrible metaphor for what Brandon encounters later. They're laying this like really embarrassing groundwork for it.
Yeah, no, they absolutely are.
Which I could see it coming. I did not remember this episode, but I 100% was like, oh, I see what they're doing.
See, as soon as this happened, as soon as this episode, because I watched it like a couple months ago, I was like, yes, shoplifting episode. Like, I love it. I'm into it. Just because I related so much because of my Foley's days.
So the girl gives Brenda the warning that Tiffany and what's-her-face used to be friends.
Tiff and Kelly used to be friends. Kathy, the gossip girl. Gossip girl gives us that information. Also, I wrote down Kelly is like dope hat to Tiff, and it's just like a weird leopard, like,
oh yeah,
she's like dope hat,
but she does have that like cool, like it's like the leopard collar top. Like, girl's got style.
No, she's got
really
style.
Like
she's
her.
Clearly cool.
Yeah, I mean, at least what she's shoplifting is
good stuff.
Worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so yeah, I literally wrote, we have this teacher who's 3 years older than the gang, the hot teacher. There are just too many hot teachers in this show.
And she's cute. She's got really curly hair. She's really cute.
No, she's very, very cute. So Tiff, though, invites Brenda to come shop.
Which was noticeable.
Yes. Yes. Well, she's trying to include her, you know, and I think she can tell she feels a little left out, and Brenda's
she needs an alibi, frankly.
She
I totally think she's like,
You're so right.
Because she's just gotten back with Kelly. She can't fuck that up again.
Yes.
But there's a new like clown in town.
Now, I love what they do with the cinematography in this. Early on, they're doing some really interesting stuff. Like this, we're following all the students. They follow along and then Andrea, after the Tiff invites Brenda and they walk off, Andrea walks into the shot and we follow her to Brandon, who's at the job posting board.
The bulletin board,
the
right.
bulletin board.
Every school has one.
Yes, every school has job posts for high schoolers.
For ambitious Beverly Hills kids
that
need a second income.
Exactly. And then she's like impressed. Andrea's hornier than ever. That Brandon wants to be a working man.
Responsible man with an income.
Yes.
And also this is her only scene.
Yes. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, she just they're like, I feel like the writer's like, what could we have her do? Oh, just throw her in a scene with Brandon somewhere.
Like an air of responsibility. Like, we need Brandon to get a push into getting a job.
Yeah.
Or like, send in the oldest friend he's got. The most responsible friend they've got. But she is kind of chic. She's got her little blazer.
Yeah.
I don't like the way she acts. You can see her acting.
Oh, yes, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like...
Yeah, it's very
the way she runs down the stairs.
Brandon, yeah.
But there's cinematographic attempt at the Touch of Evil. Are you familiar with that? It's the opening scene of Touch of Evil is one continuous shot, and I think it's 60 seconds or something, but it was one of the first where it was unbroken.
Oh, nice.
With lots of business going on. It's why in the movie The Player, which is a great 90s movie with Tim Robbins and I can't fucking remember who else, they mimic that. They're at the studios.
Oh.
They're at like Paramount or something, and they do the same shot while talking about the Touch of Evil.
Oh,
so
wow.
That was honestly what I thought when I saw this, because I noticed it too, because it's also Steve and David's only scene.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I got excited. I was like, is this like True Detective season 1? That really long shot with Matthew McConaughey?
Yes.
I was like, okay, 90210 cinematographers, get it.
Yeah, they really did.
I love that they're trying to make it like artistic, this teen drama.
But I honestly, because it was the opening shot, and knowing that that's the only time you see those 3 characters, I think they were just trying to pay everybody for one day's work.
Totally. I totally agree.
Like, how do we knock this out?
Well, then we get to the store, and, Kelly's shopping up a storm, as always. Mm-hmm. And Tiff is, kind of perusing. Mm-hmm. And then Brenda is looking at some stuff. She tries some stuff on. Kathy, out of nowhere, swoops in again. And she's like, drops some more knowledge. She's like, Tiff and Kelly got nuclear over Steve last year. Like, just literally giving us, who are you? Where is Donna?
And also, the other thing is that she was not invited to go shopping.
No, she wasn't.
And clearly was just standing next to Brenda when that invitation was out. Like, you don't see her in the shop, but she was just there.
It's so funny. And she just dips in and dips out. Like, doesn't wait for a response from Brenda.
Yeah, it's very Ghost of Beverly Hills past.
It is.
And then because I don't, do you see her shopping other than that moment? Is she in like
Brenda?
No.
Kathy?
Who's the gossip girl?
Kathy.
Yeah.
No, you don't see Kathy.
It's just that.
In any other moment.
And my other thing, because they're all having a group talk. It's another cinematographic. I don't even think that's a word. Just so
I like it though.
It's another cinematographic moment where they're in the dressing rooms, the overhead shot.
Yeah.
Where they're panning from one to the next.
Yes.
Where Brenda's replaying the teacher's literary like pose.
Yes, I thought that was an interesting choice as well. Mm-hmm. We see into all of their different dressing room experiences. Let's unpack that. Kelly is money's of no object.
Yeah.
Like, she's just like, let's get it done.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Brenda is trying things on, considers she can't afford it. She really wants it.
Cinderella syndrome.
Yeah. Should I steal it? She decides.
Do you think she's having that thought?
I do, because later she asks the question, is who's more wrong? Or she either says who's more wrong or who's more right. The person who wants to steal but doesn't, or the person who doesn't want to steal and has to. She asks the teacher.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That
yeah,
later.
Yeah.
So that led me to believe that she was considering stealing in this moment.
Give me an example of someone who doesn't want to steal but has to.
Well, she was saying in Les Mis, I think.
You're right. In all Broadway musicals, people should steal.
People need to steal.
I agree. She's right.
And you had to steal at the Met to feed your friend.
Well, okay, honestly, you're right. Way to fucking turn the tables on me. You're right. I had to steal cookies to feed my friend.
Yes, and I needed Calvin Klein bras. Like, I had to.
Now, see, you're changing your story, because Calvin Klein bras are not cheap. Okay, that's
so
not
true.
And Foley's was not Nordstrom.
No,
they had cameras.
It was. They did. Okay, but
Foley's.
Then we go into Tiff's dressing room, and we see this bitch is just loading her bag up.
Oh, like unabashedly. She is not afraid of two-way mirrors.
And then we get out, and she boldly, she's like, I'll see you guys out there. And she just grabs something off the rack, like, for all to see.
A noticeable, it's my favorite 90s trope, the crushed red velvet, like, what do you call that dress?
Oh.
It's not a gunny sack, is it?
No, it's like a baby doll kind of dress. Yeah, where it like kind of goes out.
Very Claire Danes.
Yes, so Claire Danes,
but
yes.
Yeah, she really does like a,
Yes.
And then like Three Stooges steals it.
It's so Three Stooges, yeah.
But then she does, which I thought was like smart, as like someone who should, who steals, go, I'm not buying anything either.
Yeah.
And say that as you're passing the reg. That's so coy. I love that. Yeah. It was like, it's very believable.
It's so good. This whole episode is so good.
But the writing is too adult.
Oh, it's very adult.
Like all of the philosophical, things that everybody goes through in this is particularly Brandon.
Yes. No, I was not thinking that at the Foleys.
I was like, if I was stealing, the number one concern was, what if my parents find out?
Yeah.
The law had nothing to do with it.
No. It was getting grounded.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't go to the party Friday if I got
or go to the mall and steal more.
Yeah.
Or that.
Oh, that's the other thing I love is Tiff's parents are never around because they're building malls.
And she's robbing malls.
Yeah, and she's stealing from them, which I love. But Tiff asks Brenda to go hang out after. She's like, let's go hang.
She's cool.
Yeah, like, it's like, maybe, I don't know if it's the same day or the next day, but she's like, let's go hang. Let's stop at your house first.
See, and that, Okay, so this is what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Is because then she leaves her clothes there.
The stolen clothes.
Let me know if I'm getting ahead of the game.
No, you're great. You're
she
perfect.
unloads the stolen clothes at Brenda's house.
Yes.
And says, I just got to stash some things here for a while. What is her language?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She says, which Tiffany, can we also talk about, we get introduced real quick before that. We do get introduced to David's video camera. Which he uses. This is his thing now. From here on out, we see the lens. We see it through the lens of David
exclusively.
Yes, and also, I love Tiffany's wearing. She's kind of wearing like a see-through shirt to school.
Yeah, she's chic.
She's chic. I went to Catholic school. We didn't get to wear see-through outfits.
Fuck no.
Did you?
Absolutely not.
I mean, I was just like, is this? And then when David's filming, she takes her shirt off.
Well, this girl has no parents. She has no morals or no parents.
They're really selling us on the she's trouble.
She's crazy.
Yes,
yeah, look, she'll take her shirt off on camera.
She might as well be called Lizzie.
Which is not, well, honestly, she was just an early influencer.
She was.
She would have 100 million followers.
Oh, she would have so many followers. Yes.
Tiffany.
So, okay, I love it. Oh, David faints when she takes her shirt off, which I did need to. Yes.
I'm bouncing all over the place. So
it's fine.
One of the things I forgot was that they really do tie Steve and David Silver together for a long time.
Yeah.
They are kind of cohorts in the show, not just this episode.
Yeah.
And then I also forgot how much shit they give David for not being their age.
I know.
Or in their class. It is a constant burn.
Oh, it is.
For him and Steve. They like Steve getting knocked for hanging out with someone younger.
Yeah.
But they really do make their friendship evident in this one where they're actually cohabitating.
Oh, totally.
I'm not growing my hair out on purpose, but I think I can get it to the point where I can do David's like weird
I hope so.
back thing.
Please.
So yeah, I am working towards that.
It's so weird. It's not like as like well coiffed as like Brandon or Dylan. It's just like puffy.
It's curious.
It's very curious.
It's like there's no name for that style.
No,
like at all.
It's like a slicked back mushroom cut.
It reminds me of a Mom Jeans sketch.
Yes.
If you're like, what wig should I wear for my Mom Jeans costume? It would be like that. The
David Silver season 1.
But then yes, David, Andrea, and Steve are gone from
They're
this
gone.
episode.
Yeah, we don't hear from them again. Okay. Tiff gets to Brenda's. She's like, oh, this is so cute. Like, just basically like, you're poor. How cute.
Quaint.
Quaint.
Oh, what does she say about the mom? My mom would never be doing laundry.
Oh, she goes, my mom wouldn't be caught dead with a cleaning utensil in her, with anything. You know, she's just very much letting us know she's rich.
Really fast. LOL.
Yeah.
When the mom and the cleaning lady are on the floor doing something, and she goes, that's my mom. And Tiffany goes, which one? That shit is hilarious. Because either it's like, both, it's such an insult, right?
It is.
She can't tell the difference between the mom and the help.
Yeah.
She's like, welcome to Beverly Hills.
I know. Welcome to Beverly Hills. I mean, she has no parents. She doesn't know what moms look like.
I also don't understand. It's like, is their house a rich, fancy house? Or do they have
the Walshes.
Yeah, do they have like a subtle house?
I think it's a more I think we're supposed to think it's a more
like conservative,
like just not as showy. I think it's a normal sized house probably. I'm sure it's probably like a 3-bed. Well, they have Brenda and Brandon each have a bedroom. Jim and Cindy have a bedroom, and then I think Jim has an office. So it's still like at least a 4-bedroom house.
We're gonna need to. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll do that. The project for next week? Is independently we both have to make a layout.
Yes.
We have to make blueprints of what we think the house.
I
looks
love
like.
it. Okay. I love it. I love it. Okay, perfect. Yes. No, it is confusing, and what with the exterior and interior changing from episode to episode, it is hard. But to me, they're basically. You know, the writers are trying to establish the Walshes as the normal people, fish out of water in this crazy,
Middle America.
Yes, exactly. They're the relatable ones. They're the stable ones. Anyone else who's rich has a fucked up home life.
Yes.
If you're
weird backstory.
Yes, exactly. If you're middle class, you have a perfect home life, and your parents are everyone's parents.
Jim and Carol. Jim and Cindy.
Sorry.
I'm obsessed with Carol Potter as a name.
Such a good name. And also, it's confusing because Jim's real name is James Eckhouse.
Yes.
But
Douglas Emerson.
Oh, yes. We remember.
Yes. I wanted to make a note of that because last time I couldn't remember his name.
Oh, yeah. That's Scott, who we don't see in this episode or the next one.
No, he was never. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
R.I.P.
He didn't what do you call it when you watch? He didn't survey well.
No, he didn't. Yeah, they didn't do. They did. What is that? God.
My brain.
Test the fucking focus group.
Focus group.
Yeah, he did not test well in the focus group. That is for sure. But I love. It's so funny when they get up to Brenda's room and Tiff goes. Brenda's like, "Would you ever steal?" Like she brings up this question again, and Tiff goes, "I would never steal. Anyway, can I put this suspicious bag in your closet?"
Like who? The one time, and I mean the one time I had a friend do that, it was drugs.
Really?
My friend, and I didn't know what to do. I was new in high school. It was actually this very scenario where they were a senior, so they had like clout over me.
Yes.
We were in my bedroom. My parents were in the living room, and we were in there, and I totally, like, I was not a drug purchaser in high school at all. Like, it was around me. But no, because I was at the age where people just gave it to you for one day.
Oh, right.
You know, but I never sought it anyway, so... But it was one of those things where my friend was like, "Can you stash this weed?" And it was the tiniest bit too, which is so funny, stash. But I did it and then forgot about it because I was not like a weed smoker.
Right.
But I remember thinking, "Oh my God, there's drugs in the house."
Yeah.
But yes, I did have a friend do that to me once. Like asked to stash.
But did the friend tell you they were stashing the drugs, or did they say, "Can I just stash something like very?" They were like,
"Can you hold this for me?" It was the first time I heard someone say "hold."
Oh.
Yeah, I never knew that. Like, "Can you hold this for a minute?"
Oh my God.
And I didn't know what that meant.
That's so druggy.
I know. And what I should have done is just smoked it, or so, you know, like I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, suspiciously dunks a bunch of stolen goods.
It's this bag, and then they go to the
with the biggest price tags I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
it says Nitro or what's the store?
Yeah. I forget what the store is, but yes, it's the only store they ever shop at. Apparently, like because
she goes back.
They go back that night, and I love that they're like suddenly they're at the store and it's nighttime now.
Yeah, who shot? I mean,
oh wait, we've forgotten a huge part. Brandon's job.
Oh, that starts. Yes.
Brandon gets a shitty job.
Yes.
But also the montage of Brandon looking for a job. It's so good.
It's Working Girl.
It is Working Girl. It's like
she works hard for the money.
Yes, and he's crossing stuff out, and they're doing this overlay of like an establishing shot of like the different places he's going, like the dry cleaner.
Store after, yeah.
But they're laying an image of his like furrowed browed face over it. So it's just like you're really getting this tumultuous, like he cannot find a job.
Oh, it's rejection after rejection after rejection. Yeah.
And then finally a crazy woman hires him who's kind of sexually harassing him the whole time.
Oh, the whole time.
Yeah.
And every employee who works there looks like the sexy teacher.
Yes.
They all have that quirky curly hair. Everyone has this real messy, curly Garnier Fructis hair.
Oh my God, Garnier Fructis.
They totally have Garnier Fructis hair.
They do.
Floppy curly hair.
Oh, it's flopping and it's glorious.
And the thing is, it's when she answers the door swings open, right?
Oh, yeah.
And she's ready to answer it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a crazy, she has shoulder, she also has fashion. She's very blazer.
She is.
But she's bonkers.
Yeah, no, she's insane.
Do we have her name?
I don't have her name. Lizzie. I'm going to call her Lizzie.
She's a Lizzie.
She is a Lizzie. Yeah.
And she runs a restaurant that's very much like The Cake, the Baker, the Wife, and His Cook. What is that stupid movie? The Cook, the Shake, the Wife,
I don't know that one.
It's a good one.
Look, she runs this restaurant. People are getting underpaid. Brandon, of course, sees something unjust happening.
Yes. Oh, well, of course he does.
Yes, because Brandon's always on the hunt for how he can better the world, regardless of if anyone's asking for his input.
So again, it's like why? That's why he's my least favorite, is because I think he's the moral fiber out of everyone.
He is.
He has to go through the boring injustice.
Yeah.
When I would rather see the story about someone stealing from Rodeo.
Me too. That's why we forgot to even mention the story.
Well, the one thing I thought about it was like every time I saw the wait staff, I was like, they look like the teacher.
Yes.
Like there's this weird through line of these 30-something-year-old women sexually harassing teenagers.
It's weird that there is throughout almost every episode now, we've had an adult and a teenager, like something inappropriate. Either the teenager trying to get with the adult. We're going to get with that again next time. This time we have Brandon's boss hitting on him. She kept talking about his big hands and his tiny jars.
Let's get your meaty hands into small places.
Yeah,
she literally says.
Whoa.
Which, to be honest, is 1000% what working in a restaurant is like. It's getting sexually harassed by your boss, your coworkers, your customers.
Totally.
Everyone is sexually harassing you.
But after that, I did take a look at Brandon's hands. I was like, okay.
Are they?
Solid hands.
Are they?
You know, it's hard because it's not in person, but they weren't tiny hands.
I'm glad we're talking about his hands because there's one thing he didn't do is wash them. And every scene I saw him, what he does, he takes a bus tub. He sets it on a food prep area and immediately starts filling salt shakers. All of these, while not wearing a hairnet. All of these are food code violations. So Lizzie's place, whatever Lizzie's Cafe, would be sidelined immediately of Brandon's employment because he's breaking rules left and right.
He's shut down right away.
Favorite scene is him with the bus tub, and where it's like everywhere he turns, someone's just putting another dirty dish in his face.
He works hard for the money.
But no one's giving him the respect he thinks he deserves.
He does think he deserves respect. But also I'm like, your parents live in Beverly Hills, but he needs it for his car insurance.
Which has to be $60 a month.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what could possibly...
it be?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is when she won't let him be a waiter because he doesn't have the experience, thus the busboy, and he's going to work in the kitchen, she puts him in the back with the only 2 ethnic names you'll ever hear on Beverly Hills 90210, which immediately, that's when I knew. I was like, sounds like we're hearing a social class warfare episode. Because he's in the kitchen with the non-white names.
Yes.
Which is, of course, who his character encounters.
Exactly. Of course. And of course he's like, they're being taken advantage of. This is not right.
Brandon's making minimum wage as the white guy who's the busboy, and the kitchen people are not working in the back, which is the truth. I'm glad for once in Beverly Hills 90210 life, they actually shined a light on the truth. Nobody who works in restaurants makes minimum wage. They make below minimum wage because they're all making tips.
Oh, it's so fucked up.
But you're not actually making tips because it is also illegal to ask your servers to tip the kitchen.
Yeah.
Even though that's where the kitchen is anticipating getting part of their income from.
Right.
Right. So there is an element of truth to this.
Yeah.
It just doesn't need to be paired with Brenda being a brat about stealing.
Yeah, and shoplifting.
They should be stealing from the rich store. That should be happening.
Yes, that's...
Fuck the rich.
Exactly.
But then the rich Lizzies are exploiting the poor workers of the world.
Yes, and Brandon is here to do an investigative journalistic piece on it.
Which was a hilarious thing to drop
later.
Oh,
my God. He just to put a pin in this, at the end of that, he's like fed up and he's like, I'm an investigative journalist for the West Beverly Blaze. A lot of parents read this. I'd be like,
have you ever heard the name Andrea Zuckerman?
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Also, what parent reads the school paper? What faggot parent reads the school paper? None of them do. Not a single one.
Okay, so we're at the store. It's nighttime now, right?
Yeah.
It's somehow the sun has set.
Yes.
And we're shopping on a school night with Tiff. She's stashed clothing. Brenda's like, hey, Tiff, they're shopping. Tiff goes, hey, Brenda, will you ask for this in another size? So Brenda goes over and she goes, hey, my friend wants this in another size. That one back there, and she points to Tiff, who is just blatantly piling things off of the racks, hangers still on, into her bag.
She's like, it's like a post-hurricane looting is what it looks like. It is a smash and grab. There is nothing inconspicuous about the way she's also, she has a big bag.
She does.
She's like, go, like that. Yeah. Hilarious. Oh, for my friend over there.
Yeah, for my friend over there currently stealing right now. That one. She'd like another size.
And who's the brute coworker who is on it?
The coworker with the fedora. And she has a blazer and a vest.
Oh, yeah.
And she comes in and she's like, what are you? She grabs Tiff and oh my God. And she throws them in the back room and they wait for.
Which is, are you allowed to detain someone like that? I did not think that was legal.
Well, I don't think Tiff did either because she's like, oh, if they don't take us to jail in 10 minutes, we can sue them.
Yes.
We can sue them for, false imprisonment.
Yeah. Wrongful imprisonment.
Yes, wrongful imprisonment, which, Brenda's like, great, I'm with a pro.
So, yeah, Brenda's character in this episode is all over the place.
Yes, she is.
There is not a lot of consistency to her. And I noticed it in the next episode as well, but it's like she is kind of, and I hate to get into Mitch territory, but she really plays the victim card.
No, she does.
Quite a bit.
Look, it's fine. I can admit it. I mean, look, we're all flawed, you know, and we're seeing some of Brenda's a lead. She and Brandon carry the show. It's a show about the Walshes. We're gonna find out about her flaws.
How does she handle being tested?
Yeah.
In these moments?
Not well.
No. But yeah, the people who run the shop are fucking on it.
Yeah. Oh, they're hardcore.
And the store owner, who is this guy?
Oh, this weird.
What's this? Jay Lorenzo. What's this?
Oh.
H. Lorenzo.
Yes.
He's Jay Lorenzo.
No, he is.
He's his brother, is less successful.
1,000,000%. Mm-hmm. He's just this like oaf that works here that we haven't seen.
He's got a Kenny Rogers vibe, though. Or wait, that's not what I meant. Who's the...
That's Kenny Rogers.
The clarinet player?
Kenny G?
Kenny G.
Yeah, Kenny G.
He has a Kenny G vibe.
I looked at Aaron knowing that he would know.
He's the source. Aaron is the source.
Yes, he does have a Kenny G vibe.
So, but what Brenda learns about being with a pro is that she learns she has a fucking pocket full of cash.
Oh, yeah.
That she can just pay her way out of this.
Oh, yeah, she pays her way out, but not before Cindy and Jim get the call.
Oh, my favorite is the call.
The call is so good because can we just talk about this is the call. The phone rings. Here.
Well, the scene is really great. It's the dad is tired from work.
Yes.
Brandon is tired from work.
Yes.
And
Cindy
is tired from watching that lady work. They're all tired. And then the phone rings.
And do you want to do the ring?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Ring.
Hello? This is he. That's impossible.
That's my favorite.
Okay, I'll be right down. Like, it's just like the laziest written phone conversation I've ever heard.
But my favorite is the first thing is, that's impossible.
That's impossible. There's no way my daughter shoplifted.
Which to me lets me know that Jim is maybe in the dark.
I think Jim's I think his eyes, I mean, later he gets really strict with Brendan. I think this is probably a catalyst for that.
Oh, yeah.
Because until then, she was just a good
his
Minnesota
baby girl.
Yeah,
his baby girl. But my favorite is his That's Impossible.
That's impossible.
It's some hardcore acting.
Yeah. I'll be right down. Like, it's just like, it's Brenda. They caught her shoplifting.
But also, is it the police calling or is it the...
I think it's the store calling.
Okay.
So I think they get there before the store because Tiff pays the guy off, right?
Lifty Tiff.
Uh-huh,
because she knows... Obviously, she's just in it for the thrill because there's no repercussion.
Yes. Well, she says later, she goes, the only time I feel alive is when I steal.
I mean, how have these kids lived a life long enough to know that they're dead inside? Like how you haven't even gotten to your late 20s when you start to see that life is a shame. You know what I mean? You don't even, the veil hasn't even been lifted.
And she's just already thrown in the towel.
Well, and okay, so my favorite thing, speaking of towels.
Oh, yes.
When she's poolside.
Yes.
And Brenda goes there. Okay, so Brenda's confronting her.
Is
this way later?
This is after. So Brenda has to have a chat with Cindy and Jim. Jim is ready to forgive her right away and believe that she was not stealing. Cindy's not quite convinced. Cindy's like, this bitch has changed since we got to Beverly Hills. Cindy's clocking it. Cindy has Brenda's number.
And Cindy has that thing that is something my parents passed down to me. Which is that real passive-aggressive way that's not passive at all. Of letting someone know that you're not done dealing with them. Yeah. Yes. It's that hard. Like, well, okay. Well,
yeah. We'll talk about it when we get home.
That bullshit, right?
Yes. Yes.
Which is the worst. That gave me cringe flashbacks.
Oh, totally.
Because in some times when that happened with my parents, then there'd never be a penalty.
Yes.
So then you just have this weird cloud hanging over your head, which...
And you're like...
is not healthy, I don't think, a healthy way of dealing with things, but it's a fucked up thing. Anyway.
No, it is, and that is what and you can feel the cloud.
Yes, and so then I was like, oh my God, is Jim the cool parent?
No, Jim actually, both of these episodes, 3 and 4, comes off very cool.
I think the answer to my question is in the next episode.
Yes, no, it is, because Cindy is like, she is uptight, she does not believe that Brenda wasn't stealing. Brenda convinces them, and then the next day... Anna comes over to clean again, even though no one has hired her officially.
Who's paying her?
Well, Cindy at one point is like, I have no friends. I like hanging out with her. Like
she likes hanging out with. Yeah, that's the thing. She's like, I have no friends here. I like talking to her, even though they don't speak the same language.
And you have to pay her to listen to you.
And their conversations are really just in passing while she's doing the brunt of your work.
Yes,
Cindy.
exactly. And Cindy, you don't have a job. Can't you clean your own house?
If she doesn't have a job and someone's doing her housework, the least she could be doing is learning Spanish.
I totally agree.
Like they should,
have some respect for Anna, who's doing all the chores in your house.
I bet Andrea could teach her.
Andrea could for sure.
She would love that to lust after. It's the Andrea thing is like the 2 seconds they gave her, she is lusting after Brandon, don't you think?
She's always lusting after Brandon. Every scene she's in, it's just her wishing she was with Brandon.
So, and what do you think it is with Brandon being the like reluctant hunk in that he doesn't want the attention from Andrea? He doesn't want it from the restaurant lady because it all goes against his morals, right? His morals override his like natural drive.
I don't even think it's a moral thing. I think he doesn't think they're hot.
Oh.
I honestly think that he's like, he sees himself with like a hot, young, popular. I don't think Andrea, because she wasn't.
She's a nerd.
She's a nerd. She's not positioned as like the sexy, hot, popular girl, and that's who he tends to go for.
Spoiler alert: never will be. They never let her have her moment.
They don't.
Never.
They really don't.
But no, I did love when like she comes over to the house,
Anna,
and Anna comes over and finds the clothes.
She's like, I was cleaning and found all these clothes.
That's when I noticed how big the tags are that say Nitro. But Brenda the whole time is kind of being a brat about it. I'm like, you did put yourself in a bad position.
And Mitch brought this up when we watched this episode because the confrontation between Cindy and Brenda after this, Cindy's like, Brenda's like, Mom, how could you think I would ever do this?
Yes.
And it's like, bitch, you got caught shoplifting with someone at a store and you have stolen clothes in your closet.
From that store.
Yes. And she's like, Mom, I shouldn't have to explain myself to you. It's like, this could all be very easily like figured out and resolved if Brenda would just explain what happened.
Yeah. And not have a teenage moment.
But to be honest, I do kind of respect Brenda doesn't snitch. Brenda does not snitch on Tiff. And that's fucking, she's really like, she could be in a gang.
Yeah,
you know?
She's going to protect her friend.
She protects her friend who she has known for a day. She's known this girl for one day.
That she also knows has had a falling out with her potential best friend, Kelly.
Yes.
So she's already been like dog tagged for being problematic.
Yes, exactly.
Why is she trying to protect this person?
Yes, absolutely.
I just couldn't stand how she turned on her mom.
Oh, no, she totally turns on her. And yes, Brenda is dramatic and she doesn't always make the best decisions. I will just say that. But who among us has made all the perfect decisions?
There were times. Okay,
I once headbutt my mom. I'll just put that out there.
Oh my God.
Headbutt my mother. So I think that's probably why I relate.
Well, mother-daughters, that's never.
That's never.
I did have, there was a time that we were underage drinking, which I guess I don't condone, whatever, or shouldn't condone, and got away with it, right?
Yeah.
Was not busted. It was one of those things where I had taken the car and there were lots of miles put on the car. So my parents were just like, what were you up to?
Right.
I was like, nothing.
Yeah.
We just were driving. Like, how did you drive this much? It's because we had to drive so far to the store that would sell beer to us, being fucking 15, 16-year-olds, right?
Oh my God.
So someone... Because all we did was we drove that far to get the beer. We drove all the way back to where we lived and like parked the car and drank in it, right? And then went home. That was all we did. It was we weren't joyriding and we were idiots, right? We were so stupid. But someone left a bottle cap in the van. And so like weeks later found it, right? My parents found the beer cap and glued it all together back to when their son had been like joyriding or whatever.
Oh my God.
And I snitched hardcore.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. But what I did was I picked a friend that was so far out of orbit that it couldn't, I was like, I can't, immediately my brain worked. It was like, who's someone I can't lose that also can't get in trouble?
Right.
And then
Smart.
I nailed this person and my parents never forgot their name, ever. They were like, I'm not going to use his name. We'll just call him Sam. But
oh my God.
No matter where I went, party, holiday, school function, whatever, the number one question, is Sam going to be there? And like, they never ever forgot.
Reminds me of, did you ever watch Friends?
Oh, yeah.
You know the episode where Ross got high, the Thanksgiving episode where Monica's parents hate Ross because he lied and said that Chandler got high and jumped out a window, but really Ross was the one getting high.
Yes, I forgot about that episode.
Yes. Oh, it's so funny. It's one of my. It's like might be my favorite episode.
It's a flashback one.
It's
right?
It's so funny. It's a Thanksgiving one, and it's incredible.
The parents on Friends. Friends is not my favorite show, even though I watched a lot of it.
Yeah.
But the Elliot Gould and whoever the mom was,
so good.
Way funny.
They are so brilliant.
And I didn't get it even at the time, but even like first season shit, the mom is hilarious.
They are so fucking funny, and they're hilarious in that episode. God, I love 90s TV so much.
I didn't know how rich it was when I was in it, watching and this is all network television, people. This is not cable, streaming, anything. This is fucking ABC, NBC, CBS.
Oh, it's crazy.
A little bit of Fox. Oh, Fox? Yeah, but Beverly Hills was Fox.
Fox, yeah, and we got Fox.
Scrappy Fox.
The scrappiest of them all, and I love it. I can't. Oh, the other thing I love is Cindy's like, that girl had shifty eyes. Do you remember that?
She totally called a kid shifty.
She called Tiff shifty.
Shifty, lifty, Tiffy.
Yes, lifty Tiffy. And I do want to say Brandon did try to stick up for Brenda when they got the call. Brandon's like, Brenda would never steal. So I did like that they had that sibling protection, even though Brenda was being kind of a brat.
There's a moment later that I don't like their closeness.
Oh, yeah.
It's their twinsiness I understand, is an effort so that they can have a dialogue for plot reasons. But they're too close, and I don't like it.
Yeah, no, they are very close.
It feels incestuous.
It is incestuous, and they've talked about that, I think, because they hooked up. There are pictures of Shannon Doherty and Jason Priestley making out.
I wonder if they were told for brand reasons, like to squash it.
Maybe. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But there is a full-blown picture of them like at an event kissing.
For them.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Everyone on this show is attractive. Even Andrea, who, again,
She is very beautiful.
She's gorgeous. They're all hot. Even Scott is a decent-looking kid.
Oh, he's cute. Yeah.
He's a cutie.
Yeah.
Like,
he just has that dumb look on his face all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you watch? God, you don't watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
I know, I need to.
Shannon Bearden, is that her name? Bearden? She's on OC.
Oh.
That's who he looks like. Doug.
Oh my God.
He acts like she does.
Hilarious.
She has this face.
Hilarious. I love that.
It looks like.
That's so funny.
God, I should have been her for Halloween.
Oh, that would have been so good.
I always think of it on November fucking whatever.
I know.
Anyway.
I feel good about my Halloween costumes. We did.
You looked great.
Brenda Dillon and The Substance.
The Substance one, you looked amazing.
Thank you. Anything to just run around with my ass out.
But nailed the Brenda. Nailed it.
Thank you. The Brenda, I feel like you did need a picture. A lot of people did at our party think.
This is very Brenda. Shades of Brenda.
Thank you. Brenda wears a lot of black later when she gets her style together. That's what I don't get these early episodes. She's so out of sorts.
Well, she hasn't been to France yet.
No, she hasn't.
She has to go to France. I told you, she has to go to France.
Oh my God. I also love Jim and Cindy have the chat while they're power walking. Oh, thank you, Aaron.
Look at
this picture of. I mean, look at that. Jason and Shannon.
Is he wearing a sparkly vest or is she holding a bag?
I think that's a purse of hers.
Yeah.
This is at some sort of, I'm sure, award show or something.
So judging from their hair.
Yes.
I'm guessing that's season 1 or 2.
I think this is probably season 2 because Brenda's bangs look good. And
wow.
I mean, but look at, they're hot. They look hot together. I support it.
Yeah, I do.
And look at him. Like, clearly this isn't the first time.
Yeah, that's an intimate kiss.
That's not, I mean, he has his hands in his pocket.
Yeah.
She's pulling him close.
Their eyes are closed.
Yeah, it's hot, man.
His hair looks good.
Yeah, I know. I wish. None of them actually like publicly ever dated. I think there was a lot of like little hookups and stuff. And I did read somewhere, Mitch read somewhere that there was a vibe between Carol Potter and Luke Perry.
Ew.
Isn't that funny?
Because they were so close in age. She's only like 36 or 7 in this.
Well,
like
Jim is 35.
Okay.
And I think she's 41.
She's older. Yeah.
But I think they look the same age.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That had to suck to be the 41-year-old on set.
I know. I'd be like, these fucking
all
kids.
These hot, I mean, I'm 42. That would be like right now.
That'd be like you. But imagine someone who's 29 playing your kid, you know?
And me wanting to hook up with that.
Yeah, it's like just a really weird. I love this universe. Okay, so
Carol got down with Luke Perry and Joey Tata.
Oh my God, I forgot about Joey Tata. We need to look into this.
He shows up in this episode.
Oh, he does?
Episode.
Okay, yeah, so that's the thing. So Brandon quits his job.
Because of injustice.
Because of injustice. Dylan is there for some reason. Dylan has just shown up.
He swoops into the restaurant.
Yeah, he does.
In his, which I didn't notice, he has his fucking overalls.
One-sided overalls.
Did you know the band Crisscross?
Of course.
They would do that.
Oh, I remember that.
It was very crisscross.
And it was like opposite, right?
Well,
like,
it was backwards.
Yes,
backwards.
Yes, exactly.
They wore all their clothes backwards.
Yes, so he was doing that, and I have a fun Luke look for the next episode as well, because he had some interesting fits.
Because it's a fancy restaurant.
Yes, it is a fancy.
And he's dressed like Kid and Play.
No, he is, because he's rich. He's like, I don't have to dress up.
He doesn't care.
I own a hotel, basically.
He lives in Ballage.
Yeah. But he's like, Brandon, I got a better place. Let me take you there. And we are taken to the Peach Pit for the first time.
Do they qualify? I couldn't tell what part of town it's in.
It is confusing. I think later they are like, let's just make it in Beverly Hills. But he does make Dylan, one of them says something about having to drive all the way out there.
I feel like it's a Santa Monica.
Me too.
Venice.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
I feel like in this episode it was, but as we know, things change on a dime.
Inconsistency is their brand. Yeah.
It's their brand.
But they really romanticize this moment.
They do.
Of
because
meeting.
They're in love.
Well, okay. Wait, actually, it's the next one. But the way he swoops in and goes like, come on, Brand, I'll take you to a better place.
That's what I'm talking about. And like,
it's very boyfriend.
It's boyfriend that he's just there waiting for him after his shift.
And also, how does he even know that it's going to go down? Like he's going to quit. And then the fact that Brandon even sits down at the restaurant. I have quit restaurants. I've been fired from restaurants. The one thing you don't do is hang out.
That's what I thought. He's like, I quit. And then he sits down and he's like, I'm going to take a load off now.
The absolute last thing you do is stay after you say, I'm out of here. I quit. My favorite thing is that he says, I'm only making minimum wage. And everybody in the kitchen, the guy goes, lucky you.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything to resolve that issue.
No, he doesn't.
He goes
just
somewhere
like,
where he can get his pay.
That's true. He just leaves.
He doesn't do a single thing to liberate the people who are really getting shit on.
Oh my God. So we meet Nat at his new job.
Love Nat.
I love Nat. And then Joey Tata. I'm assuming he's Italian.
He's a real father figure.
Yeah, he is a father figure. And the final moment for Brenda is Tiff comes. Oh no, we go to the pool.
Yes.
Brenda confronts Tiff at the pool.
Yes.
Where there are just random dudes hanging out.
And my favorite is when Brenda, after they've already started talking, is when Brenda's like, who are these guys? And these two wordless hunks. They don't move. They don't say a word. They don't. And one of them finally looks at Brenda when she walks away. But there's just these, it's like, I want to know where those two actors are.
Oh,
like,
me too.
Where are they?
Did they go on to do anything? I hope so.
Well, what do they do? And what does she say that they're doing at the house?
She's just like,
she has a weird
they're
term
always
for it.
here or something.
She's like, they're utilizing the property.
Yes, exactly.
Something strange.
Yeah, and basically Tiff is like, gives us this sob story about like, my parents suck. They're never home because they're off building malls that I then steal from.
And I'm like, this is the pilot plot.
Yeah, no, it is.
This is the same thing, like some wayward girl in a mansion.
That's the plot of a lot of them. It's usually, here's what it is. A bad influence friend comes and we realize that this friend is misunderstood because either they're poor and they live in the valley, like Betty, Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
Or because they're rich and their parents are never around.
Never home. They're at the Grammys.
Yes, they're at the Grammys or building malls.
Or they're Simon Malls.
Exactly.
And they're building a Best Buy Applebee's Chili's complex in the Midwest.
Okay, and so Brenda, though, the important thing here is Brenda says, I didn't snitch on you, and now my mom thinks I'm a thief, and I care what my mom thinks about me. And then she leaves, and then Tiff comes over and clears Brenda's name. And
thank God.
Thank God. But my favorite line is Cindy develops some empathy for Tiff.
She's a mom, yeah.
She's a mom. She's the mom of the show. Everyone leans on Cindy, Carol Potter. Why wouldn't you with a name like Carol Potter? And she says, I never get my parents' attention. They're never here. They don't care about me. And Cindy goes, why don't you try stealing your parents' attention?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, Cindy, not the time. Let's not. It's so good. Chef's kiss.
She really did make like a pun lesson like out of it. But so it had the same like barf moment as when Nat gives Brandon a job at the Peach Pit.
Yes.
And this is what solidified why I hate Brandon's acting. He's like, when do I start? And
Yeah.
it's like, how about now?
Yeah.
And Brandon's like, has this like, I guess so, like look on his face. He and the mom mirror each other's like cheesiness.
Oh, they are so. It's funny because when I was watching today, I was like, it is very well cast because Brandon really, the hair matches
the mom,
and then Brenda's coloring matches.
Well, wait till we see Brenda in a tank top. That's spoiler alert.
I mean, she's got less chest hair, but she does have the same lighter
receding hairline.
Yes.
That's what the bangs are for. That's why the bangs keep changing, because her hairline's receding like her dad's. She's having to move them forward.
Oh my God. This was a fun episode, though.
I enjoyed it because, and really my favorite part, I'll say.
Yes.
My favorite part of the episode is after it's established that she's stealing and Tiffany's the bad friend, and they go back to the store. Mm-hmm. They return to the scene of the crime, which is honestly, that's a proper kleptomaniac, right? Yeah. Is that she's wearing the dress she stole to the store.
Really?
Yes, the crushed velvety one.
Oh my God.
That she wore to school the next day. When they go to the store, she's wearing the garment.
It's so good.
Because I think that's what she's wearing when they get busted.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah, which is odd because they didn't clock her for stealing that. So that was my favorite part.
It's so good. Okay, wait. How many mega burgers would you give this?
This one was 5.
This is a 5er for me.
I was hardcore.
Me too.
It was checking all the boxes, and I was laughing a lot.
Me too.
In this episode.
It's so good.
Not enough Donna, but is there ever?
Was Donna in this at all? Literally no Donna, you guys. Mm-mm. And what's interesting is she. Did I send you this? This is just popped. This is very ADD of me, but I read. Luke Perry originally went in for the role of Steve. Did I send you that?
No, you didn't, but I know of that.
Can you imagine that? I never knew that. I thought that was very interesting. But yeah, I thought this episode was 5 mega burgers.
Yeah, hardcore.
Sure.
Well, there were so many, a lot of it glued together to me, like a lot of like not just the Peach Pit stuff, but just like because Kelly is kind of an inconsistent friend.
Oh, totally.
And that's where you start to get the flavor of it. It's not just like BFFs and it's conditional.
Yes.
Which is probably why Donna's not around because Kelly didn't invite her.
Yeah, because Kelly's kind of like she's one of those girls that I think probably goes through phases with friends.
Like, for instance, Donna would have been the perfect person to be giving Brenda the backstory on what happened to Kelly and Tiffany.
That's why I'm like, why is Donna not serving? Why do we have Kathy?
The gossip girl. Okay, I take it back. Kathy was my favorite part.
Kathy's the best. More Kathy.
She makes it 6 mega burgers.
She does. It's 6 for Kathy. All right, this was a fun episode.
Super great, yeah.
You guys, what did you think? How many mega burgers? Email us, glitterandgarbagepod@gmail.com. What character are you? What did you think? How much do you love it?
What character are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you Tiffany or Kathy?
Are you Tiff or Kathy?
Are you the bitch or the snitch?
Oh yeah, I'm Tiff for sure.
Yeah, you're a thief.
I'm a thief.
You're a kleptomaniac.
I'm a klepto.
I might be a little mix of both. I'm not really gossipy.
Yeah.
I let people make their own mistakes.
The fucking flyby was so impressive. I mean, in that store, she comes in, she's like, Tiff and Kelly went nuclear over Steve last year. Like, she's like not even finished.
It's almost a thought bubble.
No, it is.
Yeah, because Brenda later hears the teacher's voice posing that same philosophical trope question to her in her head. It was like, why didn't they just do that with Kathy?
Exactly.
Yeah, just be the voice in your head. Maybe Kathy's the voice in my head.
Kathy is the voice in everyone's
all of our heads. Yes.
All right, you guys. We'll see you next time on Glitter and Garbage.
Bye.
Bye.
Glitter and garbage.